Hi, my name is Sharon Ellison, and when I had the realization that we'd been using the rules of war as the infrastructure for our verbal conversations, I began to look up in the dictionary the different parts of how we communicate to see how the dictionary defined them. And while the dictionary is probably the lowest common denominator, when I looked up the word question, I was stunned to find that it was never once defined with the word curiosity. Not even in the Oxford English Dictionary, but it was defined over and over again with the word interrogation. So I began to think about that, and I realized that I think that for centuries, one of the reasons that we're unconsciously prompting each other's defenses so much is that we're asking questions in a tone and with an intention and with a body language that is prompting each other's defenses. So I started watching, and what I would see is that even when people were asking a question that was trying to show compassion, like, oh, are you upset about something? They were frowning and shaking their head. And in a group, if I was doing some training with some people and I would point that out to them, then they would nod their head the other way and say, oh, are you upset about something? And nodding their head up and down. But because of the work of people like Dr. Joseph Ledoux, who say that we take almost nothing to have a prompt to get defensive, when I'm asking you a question like this and I'm frowning like this, it could remind you of when your parent was saying, have you done your homework yet, or you've taken out the garbage yet? So I think there's an unconscious prompting that's going on of each other in our defensiveness. Apart from the body language conveying that defensiveness, the tone of voice also does. And what I noticed is that we come up at the end of the question. So I may say to you, are you upset about something? Or I may say, what made you decide to do it that way? And that up tone at the end also prompts a defensive response. I believe that in order to make a shift and ask questions in a non-defensive way, we need to be more relaxed in our body posture. We need to not be leaning forward or trying to show concern, because I think the question needs to be asked in a receptive way with pure curiosity. And if we come down at the end and I say, or I ask you, are you feeling upset about something? Or if I ask you, what made you decide to do it that way? Then people report to me that instead of feeling instantly a little wall go up and a defense go up, that they actually feel more relaxed and they feel safer and they feel more like they would like to answer. For a long time, people have said to me that they thought the process I was teaching was disarming, and I never quite understood why it had that effect. But now I have an answer that I find to be amazing and exciting, which is that in the research that's being done by people like Dr. Joseph Ledoux, he says that you can't talk someone out of being defensive. But if you can prompt a different feeling in the person, then instead of taking 20 minutes to an hour for that adrenaline to go away and to come out of defensive posture once you've felt defensive, the physiology of the body can shift instantly back to a non-defensive position. So when people are telling me that the relaxed body language and the down tone at the end of the question makes them feel safe, I think it's actually prompting a different feeling level in the person, and that is what's making the defense go away instantly. So from my perspective, if we can learn to ask our questions in a relaxed way without a lot of frowning and shrugging and a lot of facial expression, and also ask our questions coming down in tone, I mean, the power that we could have to begin to change our relationships and generate real, genuine conversation with each other would be phenomenal.